Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Captain Marvel. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll see a link to click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. There's also one for the color as well. So for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself. And then we'll join everyone over in Sharpie Town. And so I just want to come up with a quick, awesome pose. Something, you know, powerful and cool. Because that's what she is. And then we can have some fun. Not that this isn't fun. I mean, this is fun for me. That's why I'm doing it, you know? The whole idea was I want to see Captain Marvel in this pose. And that's why I'm doing it for myself. And you'll learn to do it too. Because eventually you're going to want to do what I'm doing. Now, I don't mean by starting a YouTube page. I mean by doing something in this pose and looking at the character and going, you know what? I want to make her do this, you know? And that's the whole idea. That's what this is we are the creators. We get to make it however we want. So, booyah, you know, have fun. Draw what you want to draw. This is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. So, I just have to erase a few of these lines. And so, you decide what you want to draw, and that's the fun part. You know, one day you'll get there. You know, you may be there already. You may be looking at mine going, I'm not doing it like that. I'm doing it like this. And that would be awesome. I want to see you do it the way you do it. So we can draw together, you know, and kind of make it give the world something beautiful that didn't exist before, right? That's the whole point. Is being creative. Okay, all right, I'm looking good, looking good. So let's see. I'm trying to also decide while I'm doing this, like how much detail I'm going to give her, because there's so much in her costume that is designed into it that I kind of can't draw everything, you know? Color should take care of a lot of it, because it would look much better if I did it that way. But I want to do something, you know, I don't want to just draw nothing. So I'm trying to decide while I'm doing this what is going to be the final outcome. And let's see, and also I got to take into account her positioning, you know, the way, the placement I'm putting her in. And so I'm kind of have her flying, you know, that's kind of the whole idea. And let's see, I kind of have all over the place too. I'm kind of refining as I'm going, but that's what sketching is, you know, it's drawing the character or drawing lines over and over and over again until you're happy, and that's why it's a sketch. It's not, you're not just starting to draw like that and go first. You can do that, but that's wrong, and you unless you're super skilled at doing that, it's not the best way to do it, because it'll take you forever and it's not going to look right. And you know, sometimes you need to step back and look at your pictures to get it to look right. Have you ever done that? Like, look at your picture in the mirror? It's like the best way to figure out if you have everything in proportion. And I can't do that now, but that's also what sketching is for. You can actually look at it and say, okay, that's not right. And so that's how sketching helps. You can, throw lines around until it does or doesn't look right, All right, I like this. I like what I did there. Excuse me, sorry if I just burped in your ear. Let's see, and so I'll try to edit that out, so hopefully you didn't hear that at all. Let's see, I think that might be good there. Sketch that line in real quick, kind of refining as I go. And let's see, this one I'm just going to stick out. But still kind of powerful, let's do that fist, that power fist. Let's see. Sorry, I got quiet there. I started really focusing on what I was doing. Okay, but I'm going to try to do it so I leave room to color. The glow, the power, you know what I mean? Something like that, but that means I also got to put it over here. Kind of have to shift it over a little bit. Something like that. Yeah. There we go. And that way she can have the power fist, the ba-boom. And that's what it's called, the ba-boom. That's the scientific name for it. So, hey, you got one of those ba-booms? Is it in a zoo? Is it, it's like one of those monkeys with no tails? A baboon? No. That's an orangutan. I want a baboon. Yeah, I think we got some of those. Look over on the bottom shelf below the kapows. You might find them. Oh, thanks. I got my baboons. Okay, so get back to what I'm doing here. So this is going to be my interpretation because obviously I can't draw, Brie Larson 100% right, or it doesn't mean it has to be Brie Larson, So I'm going to do it how I can do it and see if I can make it work. Okay. And the other problem is I don't have, I've got Sharpies that I'm working with, There's only so much detail I can put in here without it starting to bleed and go everywhere, Let's see if I can make that work. Yeah, that might work. Okay, so we're going to say it's not Brie Larson, it's just Captain Marvel. Unless it looks like Brie Larson, then it's 100% supposed to be Brie Larson. It's the baboon talking, sorry. Okay. Alright, so I think I'm ready to go. I think I've got enough detail in here that we can get started. I just wanted to draw a little bit out like that. Let's see. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to make up the detail as I go, and decide what's gonna be in there and what's not. Let's do that. Okay, let's get started. I'm gonna switch over to Sharpies now. There's my Sharpie. And I'm going to be using the Sharpie fine point and the Sharpie pen. Welcome to Sharpie Town, everybody. Here's the Sharpie fine point and the Sharpie pen. I'm going to be using mostly the fine point, but I'm going to use the pen because it's a little bit smaller and I can control the thickness a little bit better. And also I'm kind of looking at my picture now. I'm kind of standing back and looking. I was like, I see some stuff I need to adjust, like the ear is way too far out. But let's just go with it and see what happens, okay? So I'm going to draw the top of the eyelids like this first, and I just want to do it like that just to see if I've got them in the right place. That'll help me decide if I need to redraw this or I'm going with it as it is. And I think I'm going to keep going with it as it is. So now I'm going to try to add a little bit of the retinas and then the pupil like that. I can't do too much because again, like I said in the sketch, I can only do so much with these Sharpies, you know? And so I'm not going to draw the bottom of the eye. I do this a lot because it'll bleed over too much. But I can add a little bit more to the top to give it a little bit of makeup, some little cat eye, you know? Just a little bit like that, just to help out in the drawing. There you go. So we'll leave it like that, and we'll let the iris, right, the color part, kind of represent the bottom of the eyelid, okay? So I'm going to do like this for the brow. And I'm going to do it over here too. And I'm only going to draw like that for that. I'm not going to draw the nose or the bridge because, again, this will bleed. I can only do so much here before it starts to sort of bleed on itself. Okay, and so same thing like that. We can only do just a little bit of the nose or it's going to go everywhere, you know? So again here I'm going to draw just a little bit for each part of the face, the lips, because look, it's already starting to bleed on itself, so I can only do so much. Okay, I'm gonna have to walk away from that. It's just starting to bleed. It's going crazy here. Okay, so I'm gonna draw her chin. It's a little bit low, so I'm gonna kind of cover that up. I'm gonna kind of bring it over here to the side of her face, like that. And I'm kind of covering up my mistakes by thickening some of these lines up, which is okay because I'm going to switch over to the big Sharpie in a second, and you're going to see a big change with that fat Sharpie. So this is kind of hiding some mistakes. And also I kind of wanted to hide that ear. I did it way too far out, so I just kind of did something like that just to play around with it. It's not perfect, but again, there's only so much I can do with these Sharpies. There's an old saying that goes, "A poor plumber blames his tools," but you know, I also know my tools and I know what they're going to do, so I'm trying to take control of that, or take that into account. Okay, so I don't want to draw all the hair. I take it back. I do want to draw all the hair, but I'm not going to draw all the hair because we don't have time for that. And this is not that kind of drawing. This is just going to be fun, and it's too much to do. We don't have that much time right now. So I'm just kind of having fun with some of these lines, but not all of them. Okay, so I'm just kind of like minimalist, adding lines. That way I can represent the hair and color it in later. Okay, so that's basically what I'm doing, is I'm just kind of adding places that accent the hair, and I'll play around with color and whatnot later, especially because she's blonde, so if I draw every single line, it won't look blonde anymore. It'll look like a brunette, you know? So let me try to add just a few little lines, and if you don't want to add these, you don't have to, because I am going by my sketch, and I know where I can start and stop. You might not, so I don't want you to freak out and realize you've been drawing an arm this entire time. So you do you. You draw how you draw. I draw how I draw. We'll meet somewhere in between. Okay. So let me draw some lines over here. Do some over here. And again, we're kind of just representing the craziness, the bushiness of her hair, because it's kind of going everywhere. She's out in space and it's floating, you know? But I do love drawing hair. Everybody does. It's a fun thing to do. I'm not going to lie. So that's why I want to go crazy and draw more. But nope, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop right there. You know what? I'm going to do this one like that. A little bit more, kind of make him more angry. Like that. There we go. Okay. I'm happy with that. So now I'm pretty much just going to draw the suit. Then I might come back later on and add the detail. So let's just play around with it and see what happens, okay? So I'm going to draw her collar like this. And I can bring her shoulder down like this. Bring this one down like this to her pad. And I'll just do the other side too since we're here. Like that. And again, I'm just going to draw the suit, and then I'll come back and add detail in a second. Okay, so I'm going to draw the arm to her glove, which is kind of out a little bit, and then I'll connect down here more, like that. Draw this side in like this. Let's just draw this back up since we're here. So I'm going to pretty much just do like that to her body. So now I'm going to draw this glove over here, and so I'm going to draw the thumb like that. I know it's kind of jumbled up, but it's just because she's got gloves on. That's kind of why I'm doing it like that. Kind of all bulky. Okay, and so I'm going to close it in like that. I'm going to come back with the other Sharpie, and I'm going to add a few little lines. Not a lot. Not going to go crazy yet, but a few little lines just to show the glove, and we'll start playing around with a little bit of detail. Let's see what I can do without going too crazy. But I want to draw all kinds of stuff. Oops, I lost my picture. Hang on. Okay. Like that. See, there's a lot of little lines like that all over her outfit, so I want to do it so bad, but I'm gonna wait. We're gonna see where we go. Okay, so let's draw the rest of the suit and see what happens. All right, so let's draw this arm over here. So I'm gonna come over here, and her arm's bent up, so I'm gonna draw the gauntlet like we have over here. And I'm kind of making it up as I go, but also planning. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to draw this hand up so she can have some kind of power coming out of that. So I'm going to draw the pinky like this. And I did it like that because, again, because she has gloves on. And that'll help me also with digits. Oops, that was too thick. Oof. Alright. There, that'll hide that. Okay. Sometimes the way I draw it, the way I push the Sharpie, it makes it a different shape. And I know where I'm going, I know what it was supposed to be, but it came out completely different. So that's why I had to fix that thumb and fix some of the fingers, because all of a sudden it's just bulky, or it's a square, you know? It's like, where did that come from? Alright, so again, try not to go too crazy, but I want to draw a bunch of lines for her suit. Let's just keep going. I'm going to keep drawing the suit, and then we'll come back in a second and draw all the detail in a second, as much as we can without going too crazy. Okay, so here I'm going to draw from her shoulders coming down to her breast, to her stomach, and then here is going to be the first little pad, and I'm going to go ahead and draw that. So same thing here. I'm going to draw the back of her to that pad, and do that, okay? Which is her belt. And so we'll go ahead and Do something like that for the belt. There's the buckle, is basically what I was doing there. And let's just do something like this. Just something like that for the buckle. And since we're here, let's add some detail, because you know you want to. And this also determine like how much we're gonna really add the rest of it. Again, I don't want to go too crazy, but I do. That's the problem. I do. Okay, so see, I want to get crazy with all that, but let's just stop. Let's just keep going, and we'll come back. Okay. So let's finish up. Let's draw her leg. Like that to her knee, and it's gonna bend down to her boot, and I'm gonna add some bumps, creases for her fold in her knee. I don't like the way it looks, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to fix that real quick right now, just like that, just to give it some folds. Still a little choppy, but that's okay. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. So her boot is pretty simple. We're just gonna come down here, add a boot. Like this, and I have her just kind of floating. And again, without all that detail, it's just a boot. So, ooh, that looks horrible. Let's give her a heel. And try to fix that up. There we go. that tried to help it a little bit. I don't know what I did there, but we managed to salvage it. Okay, so let's draw her other leg over here. Come down to her knee, again to the boot. I'm going to draw this other side too, just to make sure I'm happy with it. Yeah. So we're going to draw it to the boot. Come down here to the boot. What's that all about? Okay. Draw the front of the shoe, and that leg's just kind of pointing down, so that's why it's that kind of angle. Okay. That. Again, just drawing some folds. Okay, so that being said, let me find a good picture of the details, and we'll see how much we can add here. Alright, so let's draw the star, and I've already got it sketched out, so I know how many points and where I'm going with this. So I'm going to draw the star real quick. Oh, you know what? Let's just go ahead and do the lines. And that'll help you too. Okay, so that should help you draw the points. Something like that. It's not perfect, but you know, you can come back with color and fix a lot of it. Okay, and so now, let me go back to another picture real quick. There we go. Now, let's, I'm going to bring these lines down. We'll go ahead and do that. And I'm going to bring, let's do these out to here. Like that. I'm going to add a few of them, but see, I don't want to go too crazy with this because I want to do this with color. You know? Let's see, I'm going to kind of connect them like this, go up, connect them like this, go up, and let's see, let's do her shoulder pads. Like this. Then I can connect them here like that. And again, there's more lines, but I don't want to go too crazy because again, it would look really awesome if we did all this in color. So I'm trying to limit myself. I'm trying to be careful here and just you know, do just little bits of it, okay? So I think the last ones I'll do for her chest here, or for her body. No, gosh, there's more. There's more that I want to do. just because it'll look good ink-wise, you know? But see, it's starting to get too crazy. It's starting to be a lot. It's going to look like veins if I do that. So I don't want to do all that. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go over here and do a couple of lines like this. And just do a few more. Just because. Like that. And again, stop right there, because I see a whole bunch in her legs too, all that stuff, but we don't want to go too crazy. I'm more telling myself that more than anything else. I don't know why I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that because you're here listening to me. That's why I'm telling you that. So you have to listen to my craziness. My talking myself off the ledge is basically what they say. It's how they call it. And also, a lot of these lines come down into the bottom of the suit. But I'm trying not to go too crazy. I'm going to say it over and over again. Okay, you know what? That's good for that. Let me check the boots real fast, because I need to walk away. Let's see. Okay, just gonna do a few in her boots, and then we'll stop. I want to do more. I want to do the entire thing. That's why we're doing this, because we love doing this. But it's too much. It's gonna go too crazy. And that's too much fun. You know what, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna walk away right there. I'm gonna take care of the rest with color. So that is Captain Marvel. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.